Dodgers beat Lil Brother once again. They've taken 4 out of 5 against San Diego. Dave Roberts got ejected for the first time this season. The Padres threw at Shohei Ohtani, and Andy Pages absolutely owns Mike Shildt. All that more coming up next on the Dodgers Nation postgame show.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
Tommy Tank strikes again, and the Dodgers lead 3-0. Gibby! Meet Freddie! Tommy sets on the air, the other way, back it goes! Gone! One-of-a-kind player! One-of-a-kind season!
What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show, the #1 Dodgers post-game show on YouTube. My name is Doug McCain, credential member of Dodgers Media. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. Thanks for rocking with us after the Dodgers get the dub. They beat the San Diego Padres once again, and they beat down on SD 8-6. And now the Dodgers starting to get a little separation on San Diego in the National League West. After tonight's win, the Dodgers improved to 45-29, a season-high 16 games above 500, and a season-high 5 games up on the San Diego Padres. They're also 3.5 games up on the San Francisco Giants. And the story in this one is, where do we even begin? It was such a wild game tonight at Dodger Stadium. So many subplots. The tensions were flaring all night long. And I think we have to start with Andy Pages, because that is where this game was linked. I mean, the Dodgers were TBD. They didn't announce their starter till late, and we saw they went with Jack Dreyer, we talked about today, and then in comes Matt Sauer and the Dodgers bullpen. They came up, but really early in this one, it was about the carryover from yesterday, where Padres manager Mike Shildt, after Andy Pages was hit by Dylan Cease, and after the fact, Pages said that he was not thrown at him. They got caught up in the moment, but he still gave him that laser death stare. Well, Andy Pages, he had something to prove tonight. And Mike Shildt, who you could read his lips after Pages was upset that Dylan Cease hit him yesterday, Mike Shildt yelled, "Who the F does he think he is? Who the F does Andy Pages think he is?" Well, say his name. Remember his name, because pretty soon it's going to be All-Star Andy. Because All-Star Andy absolutely owned Lil Brother tonight. All-Star Andy came out there, and it was belt to ass against San Diego because of Andy Pages tonight. The Dodgers were behind early. Gavin Sheets singled to right early in this one to score a rise and make it a 1-0 Padres lead. In the bottom of the second inning, after a Will Smith leadoff double, Muncy had a sac fly. Really nice to see the Dodgers manufacture some runs the old-fashioned way, tagging up, getting sac flies, tying things up at 1. But the very first chance he gets tonight, Andy Pages steps up to the plate against Vasquez. Second pitch to the at-bat, and Andy Pages goes yard. And it was great to see. It was great to see Andy Pages do just that, hit that bomb, and make the statement. Make the statement to San Diego that, hey, you are going to recognize me. You are going to say my name because I am Andy freaking Pages. And I think that he took it personal. I really do. It was the MJ meme tonight, and it was early, and it was with 2 outs, and the Dodgers, they go up on top thanks to Andy Pages.
Hit to left, and hard, and gone! A blur of a home run from Andy Pages. On June 17th, Pages is
his 14th of the year. That puts the Dodgers up 2-1, but then later he was not done. And between innings, you had the Padres offense. It looked like they were going to really turn things up and get ahead of Lou Trevino, who was just trying to go out there, do his job. It was a bullpen game, right? Hey, Padres, you lost to TBD. You lost a bullpen game. In top of the third inning, Maldonado gets a double to center, and then Lou Trevino hits Tatis with a pitch. And the Padres start crying. The Padres start making more of it than it was. It was the second pitch of the at-bat, and it was a sinker, 95, got away from him. It's a bullpen game, and you're Lou Trevino. You just gave up a double. There's no outs. Do you really think the Dodgers were throwing at Fernando Tatis? Do you really think the Dodgers were going at Fernando there? I just don't think they were. I think when Lou Trevino goes out there and he's trying to stay in this league, and he knows that, hey, the Dodgers will probably move off of him at some point when everyone gets healthy. Do you really think that he wants that ERA to be higher than it is? Do you really think that he wants to go to other teams and say, oh, I got a blow-up inning against the Padres because I hit Fernando Tatis Jr.? I don't think he did. And then he does hit him. The tensions start to flare. Then Arise, he singled to left. That scored Maldonado to make it 2-2. Tatis gets to third. Then he walks Machado, and then Sheehan hit a sac fly to center to score Tatis to make it a 3-2 game. But what really saved the Dodgers in that inning, and one of the big things tonight, was getting double plays. The double play ball was there, and we saw it often in this one. 2, 3, a lot of big plays by Mookie, big plays by Max Muncy, and in this inning, that's what really saved them there, because that could have been a blow-up inning. The Dodgers offense reeling with the bullpen game. And you would not have seen Tanner Scott if the Dodgers were trailing or anything like that. So they needed to stay in this one if they wanted to go for it and use some of their guys. But it was a really great play. It was the bases loaded. You get Gavin Sheets to fly to deep center field. So that limits the damage. And after that, you get Xander Bogaerts. I love Xander Bogaerts. I think Xander Bogaerts I love Xander. It's a great signing for Dodgers fans. For San Diego. But Xander Bogaerts, he bounces into a 5-4-3 double play, and that ends the inning, and then the Dodgers trailing by just a run. So give Lou Trevino credit, limiting the Padres to just a couple runs that inning when it could have been worse, and then jump to the bottom of the third inning. After Tommy Edman flied to center, Shohei Ohtani came up to the plate with the bases empty, and Vasquez, second pitch of the at-bat, hits the big show.
I'm through. And he gets hit. All right, so that one's a little fishier.
So that was 100% intentional. There's no doubt about it. It hit him on his leg. And I think, look, you're a Padres team, very little brother syndrome. They're trying to show big brother, hey, I'm not afraid of you big bullies up in L.A., the superstar Dodgers team, so I'm not going to just hit anyone. I'm going to hit Shohei Ohtani, the most important player in the sport. In that situation, you heard Shohei kind of scream there. He definitely felt that. He was in some pain, but then he was smiling at first base. It almost kind of felt comical to Shohei. He's not going to get too involved with that. He's not going to let that bother him. But it was clear that that was intentional, and that was a response to the Dodgers hitting Fernando Tatis Jr. They say, you hit one of our guys, we're going to hit one of your guys. And Dave Roberts was not happy about it. Dave Roberts comes out to get an explanation because warnings were issued, and that's usually the case, right? I saw someone on Twitter. It actually kind of made me laugh. I saw someone on Twitter who was upset that why didn't the Dodgers get a warning issue after Fernando Tatis Jr.? It's not how it works. You gotta both guys get hit before you issue a warning in that situation. Well, Dave Roberts was not happy about it, so he comes to get an explanation. And he's just getting the explanation, right? I mean, this is a 2-time World Series winning manager, a future Hall of Famer, and he's going onto the field to talk to Marvin Hudson to get an explanation. They're just going to chat about it. That's Shohei Ohtani, okay? That's Shohei. Do you really want Shohei Ohtani to look in the dugout and say, hey, where the hell was Dave Roberts? No. Dave Roberts did the right thing to go have that conversation, and then it was Trip Gibson, who no one asked for you, bro. No one was coming to talk to you, Trip. We know that you're wearing a Padres jersey under that umpire uniform. We know that you think that everyone came to see the ump show. What was tonight's attendance? 51,555. Trip Gibson thinks that all 51,505 people in attendance were there to see him, but they weren't. They were there to get that awesome replica World Series trophy and watch the Dodgers take on the Padres. But Trip Gibson made it about him again. He ejected Dave Roberts after he just took 2 steps onto the field in one of the most ridiculous, inexcusable clown ejections that we've seen in a long, long time. And you could read Dave's lips. I'm going to do the breakdown, but Dave was saying, it's baseball, it's baseball, it's baseball. And yes, baseball has a way of policing itself. Dave has the right to go out there as the manager to get an explanation. That's not an automatic ejection. That's not an automatic ejection. And I've said this before, I'll say this again. 2 things. If players can go out and perform, and when they have a 4-strikeout game, or they're the pitcher and they give the big home run to the other team and they have a bad game, they have to answer to reporters. Umpires should be held to the same standard. Umpires should have to be held to the same standard where they have to face the music and answer questions, because you can't make a clown ejection like that and not be held accountable, because that was absolutely embarrassing to see. Dave gets ejected, and it was absolutely ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. And on top of that, I think it was a little bush league and a little petty for the Padres to do that. But hey, good for them. They can eat this L, because, hey, if they think they show the Dodgers something, they're now 5 games back in the division. So things are really starting to spiral for San Diego once again. And then in the bottom of the 4th inning, the man of the night, the player of the game, the star of the show, Andy Pages, says, Mike Shildt, do you still not know who I am? Because if you don't, I'm going to make it even harder for you to forget who I am, because I'm going to hit another home run.
Legitimately believes that he is that good.
Another high drive to left center field. Did he get enough? He did! His second home run of the game. Andy Pages ties it.
So Andy Pages, his first multi-home run game in the regular season. And it wasn't a gimme home run or anything like that. I mean, that was a bomb that was, he had a laser shot early, and then it gets out, and that ties things up. It was a big-time home run because they needed offense in that situation. So for him to come up in that spot, it was massive. And for Andy Pages to do that, and we kind of already knew this about this guy, my man's got that X-dog. He's got that dog in him, and it's off the charts. So for Manny Machado to say yesterday, oh, the Dodgers have some other big dogs out there. The Dodgers have some superstars out there if we want to throw at the big dogs. Hey, I think that the dog was out, and he was biting and barking, and it was having its way with San Diego tonight. It was Andy Pages, and he wasn't done then. I mean, he had 2 more hits after this one. They were all relevant. At the bottom of the 6th inning, the Dodgers have another 5-run inning. He had a single to left. That scored another run. Then later in the game, he was able to get another hit. He singled to left to start off the 8th. So a 4-for-4 night for Andy Pages, the guy that Mike Shildt said, who the F is that guy? Well, I'll tell you exactly who the F that guy is. That guy, after tonight, after going 4-for-4, Andy Pages has 15 home runs on the season. That's 2 more than Fernando Tatis Jr. He's hitting .293, slugging .513, has a 136 weighted runs created plus. So far this season, Andy Pages has been 36% above league average. Who else is hitting 136? It's Fernando Tatis Jr. They have identical weighted runs created plus. And Pages has 2 more home runs. And Tatis is slugging .470. Andy Pages is slugging .513. Pages has a higher batting average, and the defense has been great too. It also has 49 RBIs, and that's compared to his 31. I'm not a big RBI guy, but still, you get the point. So just so you know, Mike Shildt, Andy Pages would be the second best player on your team this season. So remember that name, and I thank Mike Shildt. I thank John Voight, Mike Shildt, for awakening Andy Pages to a whole other level. They just unlocked the dog F you Andy Pages. Get the shirts made. Who the F is that guy? That guy is Andy Pages, and he just spoke to reporters in the Dodgers clubhouse. Here's what Andy had to say about his big 4-for-4 night against San Diego.
Andy, big night for you tonight. 4 hits, 2 home runs. Can you describe just the zone that you're in right now?
Buenas noches para ti, 4 hits, 2 jonrones. ¿Puedes describir cómo estás bateando o cómo te sientes en el plato ahorita?
Sí, he confiado en el trabajo que vengo haciendo, trabajando en mi rutina todos los días, estudiando los pitches, tratando de buscar los buenos picheos en la zona y tratar de conectarlo bien.
Yeah, well, I have a lot of confidence in the work I'm putting in, have a lot of confidence in my plan, what I'm doing at the plate to prepare for the games, and finding pitches in my zone and hitting them as well as I can.
How emotional of a game was it tonight?
¿Tú piensas que las emociones del juego o cómo te sentiste en las emociones de este juego?
No, simplemente, obviamente quiero ganar la serie y eso es un empuje para mí y yo creo que sí, ese poquito de adrenalina siempre está ahí y yo creo que el día de hoy estuvo ahí conmigo.
Yeah, we want to win. We want to win the series. We want to play hard. I think that adrenaline's always with me, but it's obviously a little bit more heightened right now.
What do you think about Tatis being hit and then them hitting Ohtani? Do you feel like it spilled over from last night, or do you feel like they hit Ohtani on purpose?
¿Qué piensas sobre que le pegaron a Ohtani, le pegaron a Tatis? ¿Tú piensas que era algo que salió de la noche pasada o tú piensas que le pegaron a Tatis o a Ohtani
Yo creo que ninguno de los dos fue a propósito y tampoco me imagino que haya sido por lo de anoche porque, ya eso para mí quedó atrás. Espero que para ellos también y sí, conmigo yo no tengo rencor, simplemente dejo eso ahí y ya.
Yeah, I don't think anything was on purpose. Obviously last night was last night. I think guys missed pitches and I don't think anything carried over or spilled over from last night at all.
How much would making the All-Star team mean to you?
¿Qué significa para ti si tú puedes llegar al Juego de las Estrellas?
Obviamente es un gran logro, ya que un All-Star Game es algo bueno para todos los jugadores que quieren estar, pero como digo siempre, si me toca ir, pues voy, y si no me toca, pues no me toca.
Yeah, it'd be amazing. It'd be a great feat for myself, but obviously, like I said yesterday, if it's out of my hands, if I get there, it'd be awesome. If I don't, it's nothing that I can control.
So Andy Pages, big night at the plate. And, hey, I asked Dave Roberts a couple weeks ago, hey, do you think Andy Pages is playing at an all-star level? And even a couple weeks ago, he was saying this before this recent explosion. Yeah, he absolutely deserves strong consideration. I think with this late push, he absolutely is an all-star. And if he makes it, great. If he doesn't, I'd be upset. But the most important thing about this is not, okay, a midseason all-star nod, which all the players want. It means something to them. The most important thing is the Dodgers have done it. They have developed homegrown talent on the position player side. Andy Pages is the best Dodgers homegrown position player since Will Smith. And this is big because Mike Conforto, that was a one-year kind of deal. Teoscar Hernandez, he'll be here for 2 years after this. They need an infusion of youth on this team, and he provides just that. So, love what I see from Andy Pages. My man's got that dog in him. And Mike Shildt, you better know the name. Write it down. Take a picture. Write in Sharpie. Get it tattooed on your forehead. Andy Pages. Okay? This is the best father-son since Brusdar owned Manny Machado or Cody Bellinger owned Fernando Tatis Jr. or Justin Turner owned Joe Musgrove. So big night for Andy Pages, and I'm so happy for his success, and he's been great this season. He just continues to have a big year for this Dodgers team, and that inning there in the sixth where the Dodgers poured it on, what a great just explosion of runs, but also they can score in so many different ways. We saw sac flies early. We saw you beat him with a home run ball. But how about the at-bat for Will Smith? We have to talk about Smitty's AB tonight. It was the at-bat of the year for the Dodgers. Will Smith goes up to the plate after Freddie Freeman, who has been going through a little slump of late. Freddie's been going through it. Hasn't had the best go of it lately. And look, it's Freddie Freeman. You know that it's always going to figure itself out. You're not worried at all about Freddie Freeman. What we talk about on the show is you want to keep the hot streaks extended and you want to minimize the cold streaks. Freddie Freeman certainly is mired in a slump of late, hitting around 212 in his last 14 games. 212 in his last 14 games, 11 for his last 52. Then you go to his last 7 games. Freddie Freeman is hitting 111, 2 for his last 18. But hey, this is Freddie we're talking about. He's going to be just fine. And I love the fact that he got that inning started off because it's still a 3-3 game there in the 6th inning in this wild, wild game. And Will Smith stepped up to the plate and just what an AB against Estrada. Estrada, isn't that the guy that said, hey, I don't give a F. I just throw my best stuff, and whatever it is, it's going to be good. Remember that when he said that a while ago? Hey, well, wasn't good enough against Smith because Smith fouls off the first pitch, takes the ball for the second pitch, third pitch, four-seamer, middle of the plate, he fouls it off. So he's down 1-2 in that at-bat. Down 1-2 in that bat, and he fouls off 8 pitches in the at-bat. But most importantly, after being down with 2 strikes, he fouls off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pitches, 98-mile-per-hour fastballs, a splitter away. Then he takes a ball for the 11th pitch in the at-bat, and then on the 12th pitch, he takes a 4-seam fastball down and in, and he crushes it for a bomb, and that puts the Dodgers ahead 5-3.
Drive left center field. Back goes Sheehan. It is gone. What an at-bat. Will Smith breaks the tie.
Just what incredible at-bat. It was the last time we've seen an at-bat like that, it was Will Smith up against the Padres a few years ago. It was the longest at-bat this year that led to a home run. 12 pitches to get to a home run. Just incredible at-bat for Will Smith. He's another guy that's an absolute lock to be an all-star this season. And just the at-bats and the hard contact, the consistency, he just looks like a different guy this season. He just looks like the rest that it's not too extreme, right? They don't like to have him catch 3 consecutive days, and they like to make sure that he's getting the respites in between and making sure that he's as fresh as possible. But still, he has a role in this team that you can't have him out too many days, and he's thriving. He's just been great this year. He had 330, slugging 521, 7 home runs, 40 RBIs, a 167 weighted runs created plus. Will Smith, just the clutch prince, has been great, and he talked about his big night after the game on the field.
Will, what an emotional game. It felt like we had a little bit of everything tonight. What was it like to play in another wild Dodgers-Padres win?
Yeah, that was a fun one. A little back and forth early and all that. Bullpen did a great job today. Bullpen game. Pajes was hitting the ball really well, so it was a really fun one.
What was it like to cross home plate after your 12-pitch home run and Freddie Freeman to tell you what a great at-bat?
Yeah, that was a fun one. He was executing some fastballs up, was just missing them, and then he missed over the heart of the plate, was able to drive it.
8 foul balls in that 12-pitch at-bat, Will. Are you expecting him to throw you that many fastballs with such a great split-fingered fastball that he can throw at you?
Who knows? I don't know. But that's what he did, and I was able to move one forward and get it out.
All right, Will, before I let you go, we can't ignore Andy Pajes tonight. 4 hits, 2 home runs. How special of a season are we witnessing from him?
Yeah, he's been great all year. He's been driving the ball, taking good ABs, driving guys in. He's been, a key part right in the middle of our lineup the whole year. So great by him. We're lucky to have him. He's been doing awesome, and hopefully he can keep it going.
There he goes, Will Smith. That's my all-star catcher right there. Smitty, my doppelganger. It was great to hit a home run tonight. But yeah, see those comments down below. Thanks for rocking with us here. Join us here on the #1 Dodgers post-game show on YouTube. If you haven't yet, do us a huge favor. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the like button for your Los Angeles Dodgers, who are a season-high 16 games up 500. Alex Renteria, D-Mac, you better start brushing up your Spanish, LOL. Hey, yo habla español. We got A.M. Sanchez, this man on his way to claiming another NL Player of the Week. Yes, absolutely. Talking about Andy Pajes. Pajes owns the Padres from NRocks. Love that. Powered by a Cuban sandwich torta. Hemi Turner. Yeah, absolutely. We got lots of you guys firing off down below. Bilal K, since my Dodgers are the baddest thing in baseball, I absolutely don't want them to let up off the gas. A player like O'Neal Cruz, okay. We got Vamos Doyers from B. Love that. JC, so cool. Just imagine we could get Jarren Duran. Yeah, I mean, this team is thriving, though. This team is absolutely crushing it, and they're really starting to hit their stride. But we are not done yet. We are not done yet with this game because there's just so much to unpack, and I want to move forward with this one. And I want to talk about the job this bullpen did. It was great to see Matt Sauer go out there. He did pitch 2 scoreless frames. Then in the 7th inning, after they hit Iglesias, and Manny Machado, hey, you guys, is out there crying once again. He steps up and he says, what was the warning for? What was the warning for? Because he hit Iglesias. You think Matt Sauer wants to hurt his ERA more than it already has against the Padres? No, he doesn't. But they pinch hit Brooks for Lockridge. Brooks comes up. He hits a home run, and just like that, it's a 5-8 game. It was a 2-run shot. And you got to give a lot of credit to Michael Kopech, who came into this one still working his way back. Not an easy situation. He walks Maldonado after being up 0-2 in the count. That load the bases. Sheets fouls to first for the out, for the second out. And then with Bogarts at the plate, he slipped. He tripped up, and it goes as a balk. And then he walked that with the bases loaded. That led to another run, made it a 2-run game. And the Padres were down just 2 at that point. It was 8-6 Dodgers. And then he gets Bogarts to ground to short. It was another really nice play by Mookie Betts to get out of that one. So a really nice job there. The big key of this game that no one's going to talk about is on the 3-1. On the 3-1, man, he missed some pitches. He didn't swing at that ball, and then he swung at ball 4. So it could have been a walk for Sheets after he eventually fouled out. But on the 3-2, he swung at a pitch that was down the zone. It should have been ball 4 that would have scored a run. Who knows if he ends up balking there, but they end up getting 3 runs on 2 hits in that inning. And then Anthony Bonda, he dealt with some traffic, was able to get around it. And then how about this? If you guys want, give me your emails, and I'm happy to send you the Tanner Scott apology form. Did I not promise you that Tanner Scott was going to turn some things around? Did I not promise you that Tanner Scott was not a secret double agent for the Padres? Because Tanner Scott looks like Tanner Scott. He goes 1-2-3 in the 9th. It was the first time this season he had pitched on 3 consecutive days. Struck out Sheets, got Bogarts to fly out. It was a really nice job there by Mookie Betts to make a play, or Kike make that play. And the first play with Manny Machado ground to short is a nice play by Mookie on that hard contact, played the hop really well. So great job there by Tanner Scott. He has been absolutely dominant since he went through that stretch, and he didn't come through in extra innings against the Mets. I talked to him. He made these mechanical adjustments. Since then, he's just been great. And here's another great night for him. He's dominant, and that's the biggest difference. Not only is he good, he's dominant. Last 7 innings, 8 strikeouts, no earned runs, just 2 hits, and no walks. Tanner Scott looks fantastic once again, and that's going to solidify this bullpen even more. But I can't wait to get to this, and after this, I'll get to your comments. I'm going to spend a lot of time reading your comments. I'll read some more here before we get into it. Freddie and Kike turned up in the playoffs. We got AM, we got John, we got Jeremy Buckley, Francie Pants, Alex Renteria, Bilal K, DFA or Trade Conforto. What else we got? We've got Jack. We got Court the Crusader. I vote all Dodgers on the All-Star ballot for NL. I love that. That's how it should be. Craig Osterberg played Kim before his picture is on a milk carton. Again, we got a super chat here from Jeremy. Vote our Dodgers in the All-Star. Yeah, I mean, they got a lot of locks at this point. You got Shohei, you got Freddie. I think Mookie 100% deserves to be on that team for what he's done defensively and the offense picking up. Andy Paz deserves a spot. Will Smith is a lock. Yamamoto is a lock. We got BC Panda Express, Jack in the Box, McDonald's. Matt Sauer should be sent down forever. What? Hey, I think Matt Sauer, he did exactly what he was supposed to do in this one. I mean, of course, you hate the home run, but still, I mean, it's tough. He's someone that you're not going to talk about in October, right? So we're not going to waste too much time talking about these guys that have 0% chance of being on this postseason roster unless a lot of things went really, really wrong. But okay, excited to get to this. We have to see what Dave Roberts said after his first ejection of the season. Here was Doc down in the Dodgers media room just minutes ago.
Just to kind of give an overview, Andy was hit last night. I feel he overreacted. We moved on. We ended up hitting a player, Tatis, unintentional. In that spot, we don't want a guy on base, certainly him, bleeding into their guys in the middle part of the order. And then at that point in time, Shohei comes up with the base open, and Vasquez took one shot at him, and then hit him again. And it's very hard to miss that bad with a right-handed pitcher. So for me, it's, if you're going to do it, own it, and there's no misfire, right? And then I just felt that I didn't feel a warning on both sides was warranted, number one. And so I just wanted to know an explanation. I wanted an explanation on their thought process. I didn't come in hot. I just wanted to know why they issued. And at that point in time, I realized later I got tossed, which I didn't understand or appreciate. And even looking back and to see Mike get the opportunity to talk to umpires after I was tossed and their explanation, and he was still in the game. So I think what anyone wants is consistency, right? And so for me is I wanted an explanation, what's going on forward in their decision making, and I got run. And so for me, it's just there was no consistency, and I just wanted feel for the game, and that's what I asked for, and I feel we didn't get it.
So your opinion was that the different pitch on those times?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, this guy, he hasn't come close. And for me, it's like if they feel that's warranted on their side, part of baseball, if that's what they feel, and I give them credit because they hit him in the leg, own it. And we move on. But it's not a misfire. I do feel it was intentional. And again, that's part of baseball, which we all understand.
When did you realize you got tossed, and kind of what?
Marvin told me I got tossed kind of when I was trying to question. And, yeah.
You weren't usually one to sort of get animated and stuff, right? Like it was just the lack of consistency.
I'm a big lack of consistency. I'm very big on common sense. And so for me, for them to issue warnings, I feel it's common sense for me to ask their thought process and hold them accountable to their decision. That's all I wanted to know. And I was going to stand aside. And then again, I see the opposing manager get the same courtesy of explanation and stays in the game. So there's just no consistency with that. So that's kind of my, but again, back to the game or to the game. I thought we fought, guys laid it out there. The pitching, we found a way. Will had a huge night. Andy had a huge night, big defensive plays. And it was a fun game, unfortunately, to watch from my office. But our guys really played well, and Mark and Danny from the bench did a fantastic job of managing the pen, and huge win.
So big win by the Dodgers, and yeah, I think that's absolutely spot on by Dave there. It's like you need the consistency. If Shildt gets an explanation, if he can say some words on the one that was unintentional, Dave can't say something on the one that was intentional. It's absolute BS. Absolute BS by the umpires. They should have to answer to the media. They should be absolutely embarrassed at this point. I never want to see Tripp ever umping a Dodgers game. That was just terrible in this one. I just couldn't believe that. I mean, that was just awful. Also want to point out, too, he mentioned just the bullpen and them stepping up in this one. I mean, we know what Tanner Scott did. We know what, I think one of the big keys was Anthony Bonda working his way out of that bases loaded jam. He got a rise to pop to Kike out in foul territory, worked his way around a tough spot. But also, how about what happened in the 7th inning? What happened in the 7th inning when Tatis walked and then Arraez reached on that infield single to second. Tatis Jr. gets to second. Tommy Edman makes the diving stop, flips it to Mookie, and Tatis thinks he's out, so he's off the bag, walking back to the Padres dugout. Mookie tags him. Should have been out, but for some strange reason, Marvin Hudson, had called for a timeout for a new ball in that situation. Like, what was that about? That was just a bonehead play by Tatis Jr. You should have been out in the game, but for some strange reason, they allowed that. So it was a wacky, wild game. It was a wacky, wild game at Dodgers Stadium. I'm just glad that the Dodgers were the ones that were victorious. But now let's open up to you guys. Give me all of your takes about tonight's win. We got Bonda as a 3.62 ERA right now. It's from BC. Jeremy Buckley, he's the best player on the planet. Just saying. Got my Andy Pages tattoo. Hey, that's some serious fandom right there. Send that picture to me. I'll show him. Alex Renteria. Yeah, okay, I'll take the L on that. But I've also been right about, come on now. I've been more right than I have been wrong. Let's be honest here. Tanner Scott turnaround after ignoring Pryor's advice. Delirium 9. Tanner Scott will likely be off limits for the next 2 nights. Same with Bonda. Yeah, I mean, Bonda went 2 yesterday. But look, now you got 2 games in the series. Now you got 5 in the division. So you got to manage it well, and I think they did just that. Give Mark Pryor a lot of credit, too. I mean, hey, got the win out there while Dave was watching it from the manager's office. Trade Conforto for a new ball boy. That's from Kobe 24. I'm gonna give that a nice little finish. If you guys got any rows, any burns, anything like that, you'll know you can get one of these. All right, let's see one of these. You know what? Let's let it load up real quick. We've got Tanner with the money. He better perform from Alex Renteria. Sauer was terrible tonight. Steve Schlemper, and I'm very proud of him. D-Mac for Bat Boy. Jeremy Buckley. Trade D-Mac for Skeens. Yeah, I don't know. They would have to be Skeens and O'Neal Cruz and Bednar and Livy Dunn. That would probably equal my trade value. Let's be honest. Just messing around. We got Corpino. Think we need to trade Conforto for Quan. D-Max, man. Thanks, PFN. You're the man, too. BC Dodgers repeating is inevitable. I like that. I like how you always close the show with repeat or bust, too. Craig, 199, thank you so much for the super chat. Parker Lee, I wish PCA would have been a Dodger. It's a local kid, too. Smith is the man. Bum manager Shildt. Let's do some more umpires stink this season from Carl. Power trip from Just Saying. Court the Crusader. I believe each series has the same umpiring crew. They just switch positions per se. Yeah, absolutely. That's how it always works. Daniel T. D-Mac, you don't hit Angry Pages. Angry Pages hits it out of the park. It's a fire take. Fire take. Sheehan greater than Sauer. Oh, of course. I mean, Sheehan's a whole nother pitcher. And that is going to be tomorrow's matchup for the Dodgers that tried to get the series win. Game 3 of this 4-game series has Emmet Sheehan coming back from injury, Tommy John surgery, his first appearance in a big league game since Game 1 of the 2023 NLDS. Steven Kolek gets the start for San Diego as they try to get in the win column. That was weird. Yeah, it was weird. Myra Miller umps against the Dodgers. Yeah, Moreno 818 Dodgers. Dodgers against the world. 2 games to go from Julian Anthony. Paul Gutierrez needs Sheehan to go at least 6 innings tomorrow. That's a little unrealistic, but I mean, who knows? Incredibly efficient, but I like the umpires from Victor Elaine. David Lake, a sweep would be so awesome, but we may have Yates. Yeah, Bilal K. What up, Julian Anthony? Carmen Alexander, BS umps. If a Taco Bell employee made that many mistakes, they would be fired. What can be done about their incompetence? Look, you guys know my theory that the umpires are secret investors in the automated balls and strike system, and they are making bad calls intentionally because they're hoping to get paid. I actually told Clayton Kershaw once that he thought it was pretty funny, but yeah, they're like that. For me, it's, look, you know that the bad calls are one thing, but this was an ego thing for Tripp. This was just an ego trip for Tripp. See what I did right there? That's what this was. And then you add the fact that he was the same dude that made that ridiculous interference call on Max Muncy in the Mets series. Starting to wonder, is he a Dodger hater? Did he have the Padres money line? Just saying. It was weird. It was really, really a strange call. We got Chris Coe, Tripp Gibson should never work another Dodger game. Beer Sama. Mike doesn't know Schmidt about Padres. Yeah, absolutely. Jay Bullet, Dodgers be making me obese with Panda Express. Yeah, man. Hey, especially now. It's the comment of the show. I'm gonna give that that's definitely
You win. Perfect.
Parker Lee $5 super chat says a lot that our MV3 didn't even have a great game and we still beat the Padres. They're not even on the same level. That's a great point. I mean, if you jump into the box score, you look at the top of the order. Freddie Freeman did get that 6th inning going with the leadoff single that led to another 5-run inning. But Shohei, he went 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts, also got hit. Then Mookie goes 0 for 4, did draw a walk. Freddie did go 2 for 4, so it was good to see Freddie go 2 for 4. But it was Will Smith that carried going 3 for 4, and Andy Paz going 4 for 4 that carried. Muncy had another hit. Teoscar had a hit. Tommy Edman, he came up big tonight. So, yeah, I mean, I think that what you're seeing recently is they can count on guys down the order to come up in big spots. I mean, Tommy Edman is the guy that blew this thing wide open when it was a 6-3 game. He got that double to left in the 6th that made an 8-3 game. So it's great to see contributions down in the order and that they don't have to rely solely on that MV3. And that's going to be the mark of this team, and what makes them great is how good this lineup is. It's an all-star team, right? The Avengers of baseball. We got Meadow rules. I want the sweep. A 3 out of 4 win will still make me happy for sure. Absolutely. Get the sweep, man. Tomorrow, you get a win. You're up 6 in the division. And we went into this 10-game stretch thinking, hey, if the Dodgers play 500, it'd be nice. Well, guess what? You take 2 of 3 from San Diego in San Diego. You take 2 of 3 from the Giants at home. Now you're in a position to tomorrow take 3 of 4 and win all 3 series, and you're not even at full strength. You're going to get your starting rotation back. Guys are going to get healthy, and you have the easiest schedule down the stretch. I promised you a Dodgers summer, and we're getting a Dodgers summer. The wins are going to pile up. This team is just too much talent. The game's too long. The lineup is too deep, and they're getting healthy. So I like the way this team has fought through a lot of adversity, dealing with injuries, yet they're still in first place and have been in first place for this entire season. So give them a lot of credit. All right, a couple more, and then we'll let you guys enjoy what's left of this Tuesday night. LSU Jones, apparently Mike Shildt is a jerk. Go get Chris Sale from Brain Smith. Mo Lesser Pajes showed Mike Shildt who he is. J-Kid 323. Wait, everyone talking about Panda Express. What's the Dodgers deal with Panda Express? Someone feel J-Kid 323. Kunjuklib Kopech tried his best. Benson Boone flip. Yeah, he was pumped, man. He was really, really fired up in that one. There's no doubt about that. Carl Tripp always looks constipated. Okay, we are falling off the rails. Bruh. This late at night. We got the Padres. Great inside the I like that. I like that. That's the comment of the show. The Padres. There we go. That's the comment of the show from Kuhn Jik Lube. Thanks for rocking with us here. That's the comment of the show. I'm going to give you some love for that one. The Padres. There we go. Finish him. There we go. Love it. Love it. All right, guys. So that's going to do it for this episode of the Dodgers Nation post-game show. My name is Doug McCain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. Yeah, as far as the relievers go tomorrow, I'm getting this question on the last minute here. I want to give credit for whoever asked me that. This is Paul Gutierrez. I mean, Kirby Yates, you have to assume that he'll hopefully be able to come through in a high-leverage spot, potentially. You're going to need some length from Emmet Sheehan early on in this one, and hopefully he can kind of pile on a little bit. Alex Vesia, you wonder if he'll be able to go. But I think really the key for the Dodgers tomorrow is, hey, we saw tonight, that 5-run inning, there's games you're going to need to lean on your offense. And Jack Dreyer, he got the ball. He was well rested in this one. And you look at some of these other guys that could be in play. Justin Robleski, we'll see if there's any type of piggybacking with him. Yates is going to be available. Tanner Scott's going to be down. Bond is going to be down for sure. Jack Dreyer is going to be down. I think Kopech for sure is someone that is working his way back. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully it's a game where the Dodgers offense goes crazy and we get Kike at the end. But I want to see Andy Pajes pitch. I want to see Andy Pajes throw a 99-mile-per-hour gas. The San Diego Padres because he owns that team. Love it. But guys, thanks for rocking with us here on the Dodgers Nation post-game show. #1 Dodgers post-game show on YouTube. Follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. If you really want to support the show and support the channel, hit the like button on your way out and drop a comment. What's your biggest takeaway? Do you think that it was intentional with Shohei? What do you think about the whole dust up there? I want all your takes on all things Dodger baseball down below. But see you guys tomorrow for Dodgers Dugout Live. I will be at the game. So if I see you guys at the game, if you want to be a part of the show, you can join that Dodgers Stadium interview series that we've been doing. So definitely be sure to do that. But thanks again, guys. As always, have a great rest of your night. And remember, nothing, absolutely nothing brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series!
And when the upcoming winter gives way to spring, rest assured, once again, it will be time for Dodger baseball.